What's up YouTube? My name is Spencer Berke and this is a video showing you guys how we replace rod bearings on a BMW M3. This is an E90. This is pretty basic for any E90 platform, E92, E90, and E93. Stay tuned until the end of the video because if you mention Spencer Berke over at SSR Performance, you can get a discount on doing a rod bearing service. Because I can tell you right now, the feeling of peace of mind, knowing that I have fresh rod bearings and motor mounts and all fresh fluid, I feel so much better. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy the video. What's up YouTube? Good morning. We are over here at SSR Performance at my good friend's shop where I've done a lot of work on my M3, and today we're doing something that has been long awaited for my M3, rod bearings. I know that everyone in all the comments, everything online, people always say, do your rod bearings, do your rod bearings. Okay, we're doing them today. I can hear it from here. Hold on. So there's the GT3 in there revving. Can you guys hear that through the camera? Hold on. If you've ever heard an Aventador, this is the equivalent to the Aventador straight pipe, but louder. I can't believe a Porsche is that loud. Oh my god. Oh my god. It hurts my head. So you're good up here if you want to turn. What? You can make it here if you want to turn. Yeah, go all the way. Yep. Well, I gotta say, that's probably one way to start a morning instead of caffeine, because I don't think I can hear anything. Assuming that's Shaw. Yeah, that's Shaw. What a morning so far, dude. This is Shaw's personal car, matte black. Looking sick. We do have one photographer problem. We need an outlet.
I got you. You're lucky you don't have a Sony. Those A7.
Before I was distracted by that super loud Porsche, I was talking about rod bearings. We're at SSR today, and we're gonna do the full rod bearing replacement. I've noticed on YouTube there's not many good videos that really explain and show rod bearings from the very beginning until the very end. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys. In the meantime though, we have iDetail OC right here. They come to you, and see, I drove to San Diego. My car is very dirty, so if you guys need anything, you can check out iDetail OC on Instagram. Get $5 off when you mention Spencer.
Yours.
These are mine, huh?
These are yours. That's for you to keep.
What a great feeling that is right there. Thank you so much, dude. Wow.
You know another back order too?
One thing about this process, it takes an entire day. It's currently about 9:30 a.m. I'm assuming it should be done by the end of the day. The guys here at SSR always really help me out when I need stuff done, and I've come here for everything from oil change, maintenance, to all the stuff I have coming up for the car, including obviously these guys. So these are the rod bearings right here. These are top of the line. I'm excited to finally get these in, but when you do rod bearings, it does take an entire day. So thankfully they have a really nice sitting room. Got my laptop, got all my phones. Just gonna sit here and work. I hope you guys get some value from this video. If you can, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe right now if you haven't already. We're almost to 100,000 subscribers. I'm so excited, and this is only the beginning of the build for my M3. It's looking like a brand new car.
I know, right?
Jeez, dude, it really needed that. You know, since I've had it wrapped, I've never had it detailed.
Really?
I've only just done it myself with like a hose and washed it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never seen it this clean before. Great work, man. Looking brand new.
Stickers give you horsepower?
It's like 5 extra horsepower per sticker.
No, this is one giant sticker. So it's at least.
There's at least 50. The license plate's another 20 horsepower.
Oh,
yeah.
The weight reduction, you know?
Up. At least it looks really clean on video right now. It's all video, well, it's still pretty clean. So the process now is to let the car basically just cool down since I've been driving it, and then we can get to work in about 45 minutes. So I currently have a 70D right here with a 10 to 22 lens I'm going to use as kind of a backup camera, running time lapses, and then this camera right here is a 80D with a microphone. So we'll use this for a time lapse, and this guy will be for the main shots. There's one key thing when it comes to replacing your rod bearings is actually having the rod bearings. I'm presenting to you what I've been waiting for a very long time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. John, can you explain the first few steps for doing rod bearings?
Okay, so obviously step one, which I haven't done yet, is you gotta put the motor support on there.
Yep.
So the motor doesn't fall through when you drop the subframe down.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, but since your car was hot, we ended up draining the oil first. Second step, drain the oil, which I already did. Third, you wanna take all the under trays off, start taking the wheels off, and disconnecting all the control arms so that way you can bring the subframe down. And
so all this stuff needs to come out so you have access to it. Is that my new desk? I asked these guys for a desk and I was sitting under here, but this will work too. Thank you, dude. Thank you. This is my new setup right here.
So Ferrata wheels?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Ferrata wheels, for my new desk. Let's bring everything up here. So this is my new desk for the next 6 hours, getting some work done here while they do my rod bearings. So thank you, guys. I appreciate the team here for being so supportive. I've come here like 5 or 6 times, and every time it's like, I don't care what I'm getting done. They just treat me with so much respect, and it's just fun. I enjoy the experience of being here. So funny thing is right now I'm actually working on my work right now, and I just signed a brand new client for social media, so trying to get work done too.
Well, I already got all the control arms out. This is going to come out next. Then I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the steering rack, take off the rest of the covers, and then the subframe will pretty much be ready to come down.
The hustle is real right here, man. It's the owner of the shop.
You're clean, man.
Okay, so we're going to remove all 8 bolts to the subframe to lower it.
Okay.
Energy support holds up the motor. We already took the bolts off the motor mounts right here, so nothing's holding on. After we remove the subframe, we can access the oil pan and remove that. The most labor-intensive part of the job. There's only 2 16s here. The rest of them are a bunch of 18s.
How many bolts in total?
8.
8?
There's water in one of them. To basically hold up your motor.
Dude, talk about a puzzle.
Right?
Jeez, man. What a process.
It's the best way. Instead of removing it out of here and needing an alignment after, In this case, we leave it in here and
Gotcha.
just shift it around it. Now the oil pan comes out, and then remove the band. The thing is a few stuff on the front of it, which would be the belt and the dampener. So belt's here, dampener's here. This bracket comes off. This line comes off. These two comes off. And then after that, we pop this out. Remove all these T30s, and then it comes down.
So it's pretty labor intensive.
It is.
Yeah, there's just so many nuts and bolts. How many would say in total you have to take off to get to everything? Like 50?
Wait.
Oh, no shit.
The pan alone probably has 30.
Oh my God.
All of those right there. And then there's actually even right here, each one of these.
Oh yeah.
A few more.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of bolts right there.
Some of the bolts right here if you want.
Oh, just some. The keyword is some. Well, I have a lot more respect now for understanding the process for rod bearings.
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey, let's slap them in. It's like, this is a whole process, man. And there's different ways to do it, like you said.
Correct. A lot of times people actually remove the subframe with the steering rack. Yeah. Disconnecting it out of the pinion shaft. The problem with that is when you realign it onto there, it's not going to be perfect no matter what.
So you have to realign again.
Correct.
Okay.
On top of that, you got to remove the power steering lines. That leaves a mess. We'd prefer to not make a mess and not have to clean it.
Understood. And this one's for my engine? Mm-hmm. So this is a S65 gasket right there. As much as I know about engines, I just know that's a gasket. You got all the bolts over here. You got John doing his 197th rod bearing, probably. Those freshly cleaned Apex wheels though. These are some stupidly light wheels if you guys ever need a set. And then my Michelin, I love these tires, the 4S's. Super sticky. If any of you guys are new here, I do social media marketing, so I handle social media for businesses all around the US. We're trying to go global. I have a marketing company, and we basically take professional photos and videos for companies, and then we distribute it on Instagram and Facebook, and that's my business. So I can work remotely. I have a team back in Irvine right now that are cranking out some crazy work. This is kind of why I have this too. I have to get my work done today, and we're actually working on another episode of our podcast, so lots of stuff happening right now. Yeah.
Are you motor mounts?
Yeah. Is that why I'm... So that's it?
Just vibrate the hell out of your car.
So my car is vibrating like crazy, so that's what that was.
Basically this acts as a giant bushing.
Yeah.
So as it starts to collapse and compress, obviously the rubber inside is gonna get harder, and the subframe will start to absorb that.
Is ready coming off?
Yeah.
This one, not that much force, just pull it off.
Yeah, that's bad. But we don't want that. What was the process you just did? You just pulled the oil pan?
Mm-hmm. Pull the oil pan out, then we gotta pull out all these little oil traveling tubes. Then what we'll do is we'll use, I believe it's a 12.11 socket to remove the connecting rod caps. Then that's where the bearings will be. So here we got some goodies from ARP, forged bolts. The difference between these ones and the stock ones is that the stock ones are stretch bolts. So the torque specs are a lot different. These you only torque them down to 50 foot-pounds.
What's up, man? You got all my fluids for me, huh?
I got more in the car.
Oh, he's got the tools.
Oh man.
So there's two different brands of rod bearings you can do, right?
Technically there's 3 different variations. It would be the straight OEM, but why would you even do that? You're just gonna run into the same problems again. And then there is the OEM with the WPC treatment, which is a ceramic coating on there. Or you can go with this route. Why do WPC when this is only like $300 difference? You might as well take that extra step.
The best you can do then.
This is the best you can do. I mean, why sell yourself short of $300?
Well, especially when you're doing stuff to the engine that like is something that is so important to your car. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it the right way.
If you're trying to keep your car for the next foreseeable future, do this route.
This is the way to go then.
Quick note, do be careful when you're buying M3s that are used, because you never know if they just threw in a replacement.
But it makes sense to go that extra step to make sure you're getting the right product, right?
Peace of mind. You never have to worry about it ever again.
Shop, how many rod bearings have you done here so far at the shop?
Countless, man.
Yeah. He was saying he's done like 100
Probably
plus.
alone, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. The last year. At least the last year.
Now I'm really put on this, so
We forget you have some more parts.
Always marks on the package that .25 is the upper bearing, and then the STD is the lower bearing. So what I usually do is I just lay them out, .25 up top, and then the STD is on the bottom.
Oh, so it goes by top and bottom. So you want to explain what you brought me? Because all this looks like a bunch of like Christmas morning goodies.
Got the Round oil for your E90 M3, and then we got the trans and diff because someone told me a little low.
Well, I figured if I'm gonna be at 100,000 miles soon, I might as well do everything at once, just to get it prepared for everything I need.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just so you guys know, Cecil's the man behind Motorsport Hardware. They supplied the
and fluids.
Fresh stickers. Thank you guys.
He stops by all the time to say hi. He's a cool guy.
So what's this process exactly?
This is the assembly lube. We just use this to get it that little extra lubrication before it goes in, and then before we go ahead and start the car for the first time, we prime it, make sure we get oil through the oil pump and all that, and the oil squirters to properly lubricate before actually starting with brand new oil.
This is the moment where we're going to take out the old rod bearings and find out what they look like. Kind of nervous, but they say with the LCI that you can't really tell because they changed the material, so moment of truth.